Holy Tron, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, amusement parks from all over the world, all the news, catching up, and all stuff like that. Thanks so much for joining us live. If you are listening to this on the podcast after we are live, just to let you know, we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the official Chain Dogs podcast YouTube channel. So, how are we all doing? We're back. We're back together. Minus James.
The trio is back.
It's
reunited in it. No.
Oh yeah, yes. No,
Great
it feels
to
good,
be
man.
back. Yeah, it's great. I love this. It's awesome.
So what I love is that we eat, despite like not all being together, we've carried it on rolling for like weeks.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like
I needed that little break after Florida, man. I was burnt out
everyone
completely.
needs a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good to all be back together. How are you all doing, guys? Been keeping good? Keeping good?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah,
woke
no,
up,
I
that's
feel
why.
that, mate. Yeah, I
You
keep
just woke
forgetting
up.
how early it is.
We're like I've left my curtains open so it doesn't.
The thing
look
is, it's
so
not even that
strange.
early. It's noon, but
Oh, yeah, but you still just woke up.
Work has been.
Are you late? You working
burnt
late?
out. Yeah, I work
Yeah.
evenings
Mad.
and hours are getting longer. So.
But it's that thing, in it, when you're working late, you come back. Like I find it impossible to go
Never
straight to
switch
sleep.
off. Never
Like I have
switch
to
off.
like watch something for a bit, and then it gets well late, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, literally, me and my housemates say it all the time. Like once we get back, like super late, you never go straight to bed.
No.
Like even if you do go straight to bed, you don't go straight to sleep.
No.
Because you're still wired from the fucking however many hours you just work.
Bang on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
bang on.
Let me just see who's in the chat then. So we got Mark.
go.
Hello, Mark. We got Mark Forrest. How are we doing? We got Dan. We got
Oh,
Treehouse
cosmic.
Coasters, as always. We got Claire. We got Emma.
Hey, Claire.
We got Jack. We got
Hey, Emma.
Vix. How are you all doing? Yeah, man. It's been
Get some questions in, guys. Let's get some questions going.
what do you want us to talk about? We have got some stuff to talk about, but if there's anything you want us to touch on,
Yeah, we have got a bit of an open show this time.
yeah. We thought
sense.
we've all been like very busy, so normally what I normally do is like I
Until we
keep
get to
track
Batman.
of news throughout the week. I just put it on like my notes and stuff, but I've not been doing that for the last week. Like it's been the only thing I opened it up today, like I normally do, and the only thing I have in there is Tron is testing, which we'll get onto in a sec.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing, obviously, the title of the show, like, what is that about? I think most people know who watched this.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't, though, Sean, would you like to tell them what Pleasure Beach posted?
Yeah,
The Family Park Pleasure Beach posted, you know?
I'll say it in a sec. but the fact that people think it's a bloody family park is so funny to me.
That is very true.
That's why I laugh. That's why
That is very true. The whole reason they're there is because of stag dudes and hen dudes in the first place.
Yeah, that thing
Without
was,
them,
that
that place
thing
wouldn't
was,
be that big one wouldn't have been built without that. Let's just be honest, right?
yeah, that place was
Tell
built
me,
on
like,
a piss up, man.
the UK's tallest coaster was funded by stag dudes and hen. That is
It's
fucking crazy.
true. It's
It literally
true. Yeah.
So they tweeted out this, and this got
Oh my.
everyone. I wouldn't say people were angry by it. Some people were angry by it, but everyone was kind of just making a meme about it, and it was about because it was National Orgasm Day, saying
The
that
quote
reaching
tweets were hilarious on that shit.
yeah.
Isn't it like
It,
National Boob Day today as well? And they didn't put anything out there.
Oh, they should have. Reaching 148 beats per minute compared to the 117 per minute on average during sex is fact that coasters really do get your heart racing. Like, mate, my heartbeat, I must be back. Like, my heartbeat reaches like 108 when I'm just walking up the stairs. 100, yeah, that's just mad.
The funny thing is the lengths they went to actually like break down, like they provided facts and figures behind what it was like. It's fucking like there are certain songs where like the lyrics, like they'll have an implied meaning to the part of the lyrics, and then they'll just go way too far and explain like what like within the song like what they actually just said, and it's just like.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we got it, right? So, like,
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, what did I mean? I thought I didn't. I saw this and it made me laugh.
I think it was you, Sam, that produced that study. This is what he was doing when he was filming. What do you call it? What's it called? Journey to Hell. Yeah, Journey to Hell.
Yeah.
This sounds like, honestly, this sounds like some shit that they may have got off of Uber Facts or some shit or something like that.
Yeah, it's just a quick Google. You can find that very easily.
They could be concentrating on so much more things than this.
Do you know what? Do you know what it reminds me of? I watched this the theme park documentary like years ago, and it included Top Thrill Dragster, and literally there was just a segment on Dragster. It was around about the time Dragster opened, and it's so funny. The narrator literally, like the title of this podcast, the narrator goes, it's just the way his voice changed when he said what he said, but he just goes, it's been described by some as better than sex.
It is such.
That's stuck in my mind for years.
Though, isn't it? It's like, how many times has like Jeremy Clarkson's probably said that on one of his little sections? It's better than sex.
It's like, why does his voice drop just a whole 2.5 octaves lower just to say better than sex?
Yeah, I mean, I love coasters, but I just disagree wholeheartedly. No, it's just wrong category. But I thought it was funny, man. And you know what? It reminded me of like we've talked about this a lot, but like, you know, when Merlin used to do this, like you know, kind of this marketing that was pretty edgy, you know, with Oblivion condoms, and I think they did stuff with Stealth and things, didn't they? That was like very sexualized marketing.
Maybe their marketing team's working for Blackpool now.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I thought it was like a harmless thing, but it was just funny, man. The quote tweets were just making me laugh. But I think the people that were outraged saying this is a family park, it's like, it's not. It is. There is families there.
Fucking grip.
But it's
fucking
like
hell, man.
It's just as many mates and adults who go to this park, and like we don't live in a society where we just can't like talk about sex. Like it's so ridiculous.
And
like...
let's not forget, this park is in Blackpool. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
but my biggest gripe with it is that, you know, you've got Notable Stranger. This isn't any shade at him, but he posted a photo on Twitter, and he's the one doing the soundtrack for Valhalla. They're still not fucking done it. Like, and they did all that marketing. Like, when was it? They did that marketing with the poster and Shutterstock and all that stuff. It was
that was like months. It was like
March, right? It was like opening day. Yeah. So they've had that in the basket ready to go, you know, ready to check out. And the ride audio still isn't done. And that's going to be a pivotal part of this whatever they're doing, reimagining Valhalla. I just think you should keep that stuff to yourself, you know? Keep that stuff to yourself, because even showing
people, doesn't it worries people.
Even I mean, that picture might have been taken 3 months ago, for all we know, and it could be a thing to get people talking. Fair enough, you've achieved it, well done. But at the other end of the spectrum, it could be seen as a negative thing as well. And everyone now, with this post that was posted on Twitter and on Facebook and everywhere else on the socials, was like, "Where the fuck's Valhalla? What's happening with Valhalla?" Like, it's the reason people come to your park to ride Valhalla. It's the best. Well, it was the best water attraction in the UK, arguably in Europe. But where is it? You know?
Yeah,
that's my biggest gripe.
It is. There's a post that come out. Obviously, it's not official, but it seemed pretty.
Oh, of course, yeah, I remember this.
About some woman saying she's done a lot of voices for it, and it should be around October opening. Which
so
I can't I don't see. When I commented on a post that was going on, I was like, obviously it'd be more ideal for it to open in July, which is now gone, but I want it open as soon as possible. If it's got to be October, I'd rather him go, let's just open it now, in October than wait until summer next year. I don't want to have to wait that long again. So whatever, but that's crazy, man, because if you work with most big companies, you have to sign NDAs.
And they're just saying
And obviously there's just no
shit
like
off the back, like
due diligence on
No.
like, you know, you want to keep that info wrapped up, man.
Yeah.
That was concerning to me that managed to slip through the net.
yeah.
She deleted her status, but yeah, it was just crazy that managed to get out there. But I don't know, it is disappointing, but I think I'm thinking it from a positive point of view is the like the fact that he's doing that now, this like soundtrack and stuff, probably means that they're doing different sections of songs for each section, which I never thought was going to be something that would go down, because how open that warehouse is and it would all bleed into each other, all this different sounds. But it might mean it's a little bit more enclosed now.
There is a few sections in Valhalla where you'd be surprised at how dampened you could make the sound in there. It's like when you used to enter like the icy area, that thing alone has got its own ambience to it. You know, there are subtle ambiences, and like it or not, the River Caves does a good job of the sound it does. You know, for how old it is and for the big sets it's got, and Wallace and Gromit as well. Blackpool are good at dark rides. They are good at dark rides.
They are good. They're like they have the best, some of the best dark rides in the UK.
For our audience in the UK, I'm not talking about Rise of Resistance or anything, but I'm saying like for our audience, Wallace and Gromit is a brilliant dark ride.
It's great. It's
fun.
so good.
It's entertaining.
They did such a good job on it.
There's a new joke for it when people who haven't been on it before, you can tell when people haven't been on it. It's got the same impact as a really good dark ride, and I like that about it. So Valhalla, I just hope they turn it to 11 and just it's Viking based, right? And it's adult Viking based as well. Just amp it up.
I mean, it's the pinnacle of Vikings. It's Valhalla, isn't it? Like it was so good. I just want it to be as good as it was, really. Yeah. I just hope they haven't like kidified it, cartooned this up, like make it a little bit more.
I just hope there isn't going to be a lot of screens and projections and shit, because it doesn't need it. The ride itself carries the story if you put a good soundtrack with it.
Screens will break, like the amount of
it won't.
And they actually take a lot of upkeep when they're trying to run constantly.
Yeah.
You know, in Ghost Train. Oh my god.
Speak, Sean.
Words out. in Ghost Train, that portrait, you know, the woman who like coming out. The amount of times it's off.
Yeah,
the amount of times it's off, and I'm like, how is it broken? And it'll come on one time, and then it'll be off again. So yeah, I think
you can buy that shit, by the way, off Atmos Effects website.
It's everywhere.
You can put it on your projection. You can throw it on your house at Halloween. Like, go check it out. It looks pretty. It's pretty cool for your own stuff. Like, it's on, do you know what? It's in the Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach Ghost Train as well. Like, it's everywhere.
So it's Ghost Train, dual queue line.
Yeah.
Great Yarmouth. I saw it in Energylandia. I think in their Ghost Train.
Their email
on the way out.
Shortlist must be huge.
yeah.
Like,
just
we have a new product. There it is.
Cool. What got anyone saying anything in the comments? So we got Emma saying the replies have been off on their Twitter for a while since everyone bombarded them with tweets about Valhalla.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've just been reading the fucking quote tweets. The fucking someone said bringing a whole new meaning to Pleasure Beach on Main. That'd be dying inside. Someone replied to that saying, someone called Miss Fanny Burns replied to that saying, love riding the big one, darling. Yeah, I bet you do, Fanny.
She's just a Fantasia line.
My friend Cal,
Fanny Burns is amazing. Go check her account out. She's actually
my friend Cal Vickers 33 says Pleasure Beach finally acknowledges guests are being fucked. Amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I love that Drunk Riders was like, this is the kind of shit we'd post.
Like, 1000%. 1000% it is.
Yeah, it fucking is. Like that's
Yeah.
the point, you know.
Someone mentioned before I forget. Someone mentioned about Hyde Park Winter Wonderland have done their initial ride lineup, and it includes Holland Blitz.
Oh,
So it's coming to the UK. So, do we know much about Holland Blitz?
nope.
Yeah,
Never been to
I
Winter
do not.
Wonderland.
it's I believe it's like a spinning indoor coaster, right?
Ooh.
Which goes inside and outside. Let me try and find it. Let me try
Like
and find a
Crush's
link.
coaster.
It looks that way. Yeah,
Oh.
it looks epic. If this is what it is, let me find
That'll
it.
be £50, please, and a brand new mortgage. Thank you. That's what it'll
Yeah,
cost.
so there's the exterior to it.
How's that traveling?
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy. Yeah.
It looks legit. What are you not? There you go. Wow. Okay.
That looks fun.
It looks really
Whoa.
cool.
Just stay
That's
on
it
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay,
Oh, all right.
that looks,
That looks like it's got some lats to it.
quirky.
Yeah, I love the look of that, man. So who? So it is manufacturer. Why is it not loading?
Keith from down the road. Who's great spinning coaster.
It's Stein.
It's not my Bobby
Stein.
Keith. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
it?
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Something else to ride when you're down there.
Ingborough Stengel. It's designer calculations. So they win a Stengel.
Nice.
Designed it.
What didn't
Yeah.
Werner Stengel design?
I know it just gets
He's
hell,
designed
I know.
every
everywhere.
fucking coaster.
It's like you walk up to a plaque in York and it's just a nice building. It's like Werner Stengel.
When Stengel was here.
Yeah, Werner Stengel was here 1995 or something. I don't know.
Werner Stengel designed B&Q, mate.
Yeah,
It's all his work.
Sweet.
that racking. though.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe's saying we might take a loan out.
Yeah, thanks for backing me there. Backing the point up. Everyone was just like, "Yeah, it's expensive." Like Joe's like, "I want to take a loan out."
I've made a list of everyone who was moaning about Enzo upcharge. I'm not saying you can't moan about it, but I was saying I bet they all go and spend like them go remortgage their house to go to Winter Wonderland.
I'm trying to remember how many coasters I rode when I went for the one time. For the one time
happening,
last
Chris?
December.
How you doing?
Yeah, Chris, how you doing?
Like, I know I rode Olympia Loop in Wild Mouse XXL and the other Wild Mouse, which has like a launched lift or some shit. There's like a really fast chain lift hill. I know I rode those.
Hi, Serena, by the way. Shout out to Serena.
Hello,
Dick's
Serena.
mum.
Thanks for watching.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, carry on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know I rode those three, and I just capped it at that. I was just like, I am not dropping half my Fantasyland money in a field in London.
Like 40 quid later, you've run 3 rides. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's a whole thing though.
All
isn't it?
the creds cost me £50 to £60 last year. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then did you get a
Holy shit.
train or car and parking and
Yeah, exactly.
hotel?
To get to London now from Manchester is 120 quid, 140 quid. I think it's ridiculous.
I respect the dedication to cred running.
Yeah,
say
fair
that.
enough.
I mean, you still, you put it that way though. You are still paying similar
Entry
amount to
fee.
Pleasure Beach,
Yep.
aren't you? Like,
That's what
I
I
mean,
was gonna
that
say.
now it is now.
Yeah, but the key is you get an unlimited rides out of that.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, it's one ride, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's not a wristband. Yeah. Oh God.
The amount of time you spend queuing, though, I mean, it might as well just be unlimited because you're only getting on everything once.
Yeah.
If you look,
I think if you go in the daytime, it's a bit better. Like if you go at night, it can
get
be
the full experience though. If you go during the day, that's the thing, isn't it? Right? You go to somewhere, you pay a lot of money. You're like, what's the best time to experience this? It's like festival during the day is great, but festival at night, wow, that's something else, isn't
it is something to do at night because it just looks it's all lit up and that. I'd say in Winter Wonderland is easily £100 plus visit to feel fulfilled. God, that's so mad. Like me and Joe, that's like 200 quid. Like that's without getting there as well. Yeah, it's just mental. Like I need to do it because it's just what you got to do, and I've never done it. But I always just get because it's just the time of year as well, isn't it? Like the amount of money you got to like drop on Christmas is like insane.
Right.
So it's always like if there's any other time in the year, probably it would be all right. But that time is just, and also it was busy as well.
To be fair, £5 off that was It's a Small World adventure. And it's the worst financial decision of my life.
I was talking about the what was it called? It looks funny though. Like I need to do that. Anyway, moving on. So Tron is testing. We saw some testing footage of Tron.
I won't mention about the amount of times I read the People Mover to try and get test footage, but we move on. We digress.
Yeah,
it looks great. I know I mentioned it last week, but it looks amazing. It stands out, and I said this before. It fits perfectly into Tomorrowland. It fits so well. Like I was watching the opening. If you didn't know, on Disney Plus is the opening of Shanghai Disney on Disney Plus, the big firework display and orchestra and all kinds of stuff. In the background, it does one shot and it shows Tron, and I was like, yeah, man, I can't wait to go back and see that thing lit up and buzzing around at night and just standing under that canopy. It's gonna be nuts.
Apparently, they're already testing the lighting package on the canopy now.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a few. They've been doing it for about a month now, Mikhail. And I was like, I was back. Like after the fireworks shows, I was off on that People Mover, man. Like trying to that and the fact that my legs were dead, like standing up from like 7 o'clock, and the fireworks show starts at 9, finishes at like starts at 9:30, finishes at 10 or whatever. Like just gonna sit on the People Mover for like 12 minutes. It's nice, and it's aircon, so it's good.
Yeah.
But it's like I went there and I was like, camera out every time. I've got so many clips on my phone and like on my GoPro, on my camera. I've got a file of People Mover. There's that many clips. It's like 300 gig. Like it's just mad. But it looks amazing.
Anyway,
it looks amazing. I can't wait to like experience that ride. It's gonna be one of the individual lightning lanes, right? So this news has come out today.
Yeah,
I read somewhere that Rise, Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, some other stuff. There's one more thing I can't remember what it was. They're all going to be individual lightning lanes. So they're Everest. They're going to come off the Genie Plus, and you're going to have to book them individual lightning lanes. So
yeah,
that's interesting because that's going to be an extra between $10 and $15 each to ride them on Genie Plus.
Oh, they love their money, don't they, man?
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you.
Understatement of the year.
Yes, Disney. I did a little vlog, put it on last week of how to Genie Plus, like how to get on at least 10 rides at Magic Kingdom. And
I've been meaning to watch that actually.
If you start early, you can absolutely smash it. So check it out. If you're going over there, just check it out. It's a good insight into, because I didn't have a fucking clue when I went. I was like, I said it last week. I was asking Sam from Expedition Theme Park. I was like, Sam, what the fuck do I do with Genie Plus, man? How do I make it work?
Yeah,
it was like
he was telling me like if you, it's probably the same thing. Like people find it so confusing, but if you know how to use it, it's like a game.
It's great.
It's like you just have to play the game, and you can get stuff done like before midday, like you were saying.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm definitely I need to watch that video. But this was Luke's photo, by the way.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't.
No, sorry. This is what you posted. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's the photo I was trying to get of the exact same photo, but it's like, no, I couldn't get it.
So this is currently my last visit to Magic Kingdom was early 2020, and that was my photo in the exact same. And I'm like, it just goes to show how long this thing has taken to be built, man. Like, it's crazy.
All right, I said that building was big
because what's had footers been constructed and been in operation for a year in the space of time between those two photos.
Yeah.
Well,
20
exactly.
minutes up the
Well, this
I-4.
is what made open my eyes, because I did already know this, but when I found this picture out, because I knew I taken this photo, was at that same holiday we were going to Universal, and they had drained half the lake and then bringing like trucks through, like stopping the path to bring trucks through. Had no idea what was going on at that point. I didn't even know they was building a coaster, but that's what was so that was built, and they were just like putting stuff in, like putting the footers in. So yeah, it's crazy, but I'm just looking forward to it. Something I thought was that. So you think it fits into it, or do you think it makes Tomorrowland look a little bit?
It's tomorrow's
dated?
Tomorrowland.
Do you think it looks make this rest of it look a bit too
No,
dated?
no. So Space Mountain's building it's timeless. Space Mountain's building is timeless. It looks so good in any setting.
It does look good,
and it's simple, right? It's simple architecture. It's a cone that comes in from the outside.
Yeah,
this is kind of like, all right, but if we had the technology back then, this is what we could have done. So
yeah,
it feels like tomorrow's Tomorrowland. That's what it feels like, and it's gonna because the lighting and the atmosphere of Tomorrowland is always buzzing. It's always exciting. It doesn't matter how many times you go. It's always exciting. I love being in Tomorrowland. It's great. Yes, it's dated. It is dated. Yeah, for sure it is. There's just concrete everywhere, but the atmosphere inside it, what the guests create when people are there for the first time doing their experiences, and I feel like that's gonna just leak over to Tron, like. And it's going to leak out of Tron, like, oh, check this out. And then you're going to go and ride the iconic Space Mountain. I think it's just going to fit perfect.
To be fair, they're gradually like that portal wasn't there. I'm sure that wasn't there the last time when I was there.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't there.
That's a very new entrance arch.
So they'd just done the rock work there, that blue rock work. They'd done that. This was unpainted, this rock work here, so they had just done that, and I believe they've themed up these pillars as well,
and they've regenerated the people mover as well.
Okay,
so, I was literally just about to say, once you get into the area, I think Tomorrowland does a pretty good job of obviously you can tell like the buildings are a bit dated because like there's still a very 90s feel to it, but once you get into the area and you have like the people mover around you, I think the area does a really good job of still feeling really open. So like it doesn't feel like the buildings are on top of you. And then like the main thing you can see, just purely because I'm looking at Google Maps right now, like the main thing you can see is just the people mover just all around you. And like it's brilliant. The design of the people mover is very not minimalistic, but like it's not too bulky in a sense that like there's not too much building around the actual track of the people mover, so like it's not sort of intruding the sort of just
the people mover is like a
area,
scenic monorail that you don't get off on at any other stops. It's like a scenic railway, you don't get off at any other stops, and then you just go through Tomorrowland.
I say that to say that like in some ways I could see Tron sort of further dating the area just a little bit, but once you're in that area, there's not much there for Tron to date. No, in terms of like the buildings, it's only really in that initial, you know, when you pass through the archway, there's the buildings around you. But once you get further into the area and closer to Space Mountain,
and there's that many fucking trams, you don't even notice the building. Like they're all leaned up against the building. So
for me, it wasn't even the buildings that looked dated. It was just like it might have changed now, but it was like the general area. It was like the flooring just felt a bit like, I don't know. It just felt very like Six Flagsy. It just didn't feel like there just wasn't enough.
I can see where you
fantasy-esque stuff going on.
Like it's just massive concrete slabs.
Yeah, and there was like chewing gum everywhere, and it felt like a very messy area when I was there.
I didn't get that when I went, so it'd be interesting to see what you think when you get back. I thought it was like one of the tidiest parts of the park, to be honest with you. Like it was, and you was
for us. Yeah.
You was put in a direction where you're going towards Astro Orbiter. When you get there, you've got a choice of 4 rides. You know, so it's like it was kind of a mini hub. There's
It
one way
was-
to look at it, right?
Yeah, it was. I think the problem with it is because the nature of the areas, like a lot of the other areas, have like a lot of like more planting and trees and greenery, and even like yeah, like everywhere around it, it just had a little bit more fantasy stuff to it. And I think just the nature of being like, you know, a futuristic area, it didn't have any of that. And I don't know, it just felt very different to the rest of the park for me. And also like, what's the fucking go-kart things called? Not go-karts,
Grand Prix, Speedway,
Oh,
like,
Tomorrowland
it just the
Speedway.
whole area just smells of like diesel, man. Like, like what is that about? Like, why can't they just convert them to electric?
yeah.
Do you not think like how
Yeah.
mad is that they just have like these like actual like things running on fuel?
Yeah.
So I think that was like another thing that I noticed was like the whole area just smelled of like diesel or petrol or whatever they're running on. So they need to like just be updated a little bit. But I'm very much looking forward to getting there. I think Tron will do wonders for that area now.
Massively. They want us to
huge.
Magic Kingdom as well. It'll give thrill seekers more to go for, you know, as well.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
which is what they need, because every other park has such an amazing ride. Like you've got Everest and Pandora, which people are going to go to, you know, Animal Kingdom for. You've got Batu, you've got Rise of Resistance at Hollywood Studios, you've got Hollywood Tower of Terror, and then at Magic Kingdom. Really, you're going for iconic rides and for the nostalgia and to be a kid again. This is going to take you out of that mode just for that 1 or 2 hours and just throw you into the thrill seeker, coaster enthusiast, you know, theme park enthusiast side of things, where it's just going to be amped up to like 12 on Tron.
That's a good point, actually. I hadn't thought of that about Magic Kingdom, but
it doesn't really have.
Yeah,
the Magic Kingdom itself is a draw, right? It doesn't need a ride, but to have one like Tron is going to boost it. I mean, I don't think they're ready for it. I don't think they're ready for it, though. I don't think they're going to understand like opening a coaster of that magnitude.
I think they are, just because of
Velocicoaster.
Like, no, not because of Velocicoaster.
I think they have
because of the existing Tron at Shanghai Disneyland. And that, like, despite the fact that it does reach 60 plus miles per hour or whatever, I think it's still enough within that family thrill market that a lot, like, people are gonna ride it, and they're gonna like it's not. Plus, you can't see any of it apart from the piece of track that is outside of the show, like, underneath the canopy. Like, I don't think it's going to be like like, well, it's not meant to be, but like it's not going to be some, not intimidating, but sort of like, I don't think kids are going to look at that, or like younger family members, and think, oh, I'm not ready for that. Or I don't
think kids would. I don't think kids will do that anyway, because a lot of kids love coasters and they want to they can't wait until they're tall enough. But I think it will change. I think it will blow some people's minds who like Disney fans, because you know when like Velocicoaster opened, there's so many vloggers, like, who were very much like Disney and Universal vloggers, and they'd never really like experienced anything like that, because they'd probably experienced like Hulk, but that's like just a very different type of coaster. Like, it's even though it got retracted, it's still looks like an old design language. It's very much your standard traditional roller coaster. Whereas like Velocicoaster come and you saw, and even then that's quite intimidating to look at. So
it's the new traditional roller coaster.
So I don't think a lot of diehard Disney fans probably would ride it. Whereas I think, like you say, Mikhail, this isn't that intimidating. No. It's quite covered, but I think once they experience it,
and it already exists.
But
it already exists in Shanghai.
Obviously, they haven't been there. Like,
no.
Americans don't go.
The thing is with Shanghai, though.
Obviously, like much less people have been to Shanghai Disneyland over from the western side of the world than they have been to Magic Kingdom. But it still exists. Like, they're still aware of it, and it still looks visually really beautiful. So like, anyone who's like, I would probably say I don't know that many Disney fans, but I'd say that like anyone who is a Disney fan knows of Tron Light Cycle Power Run's existence. They've seen it on photos, they've seen pictures, they've seen videos of it on YouTube.
But to experience it,
they're aware of it. They're aware of its existence. If we're talking about the case of Velocicoaster, like I feel like a lot of people in Florida weren't ready for Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi for that matter for this same reason, because of first of all, a coaster that intense hasn't been built in Orlando since maybe like the B&Ms took over over the area.
Probably
Plus,
Mako.
those maybe Mako too, but Mako doesn't go upside down, which leads into the point I'm making.
Feels like it does.
Florida hadn't before Velocicoaster and Gwazi. Florida hadn't had inverting roller coasters with just lap bars.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's an entirely new concept to Central Florida. Tron is not an entirely new concept to Disney fans.
No,
and really to families.
No,
like, so
I think yeah, maybe like diehard Disney fans will know Tron.
I don't even think diehard Disney fans.
I don't think your typical Disney fan would truly understand Tron, or probably would have, like the casual people who go to Disney are not necessarily, and also families. I don't think everyone's going to know some roller coaster, you know, in some other part of the world. I don't think most people know that. I just don't, and I think this will be a new concept to a lot of people. The fact that, you know, just it's not a brand new design, but just the concept of that coaster going backwards and then coming. Yeah, I think it will be a new concept for some people.
And then you also have to take into account that this also isn't the first motorbike coaster, the first launched motorbike coaster in the state.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people riding this will have ridden Hagrid's already.
Now a lot of people come off Hagrid's crying, though. That's where the difference might be. A lot of kids come off Hagrid's crying because it's Harry Potter themed, right? It's an intense ride. It's an intense coaster. It's got whippy transitions, intimate, right? It's a launch intimate coaster. It's going to be whippy. A lot of I seen 4 kids come off Hagrid's crying their eyes out. Really? Same on like Journey to Atlantis as well at SeaWorld. Like, it was weird. It's like they don't expect.
I can't say I had that same experience on Hagrid's.
So people came off Hagrid's in full robes and full Gryffindor costumes, Slytherin costumes, crying their eyes out. Yeah, and it's like, I was like, did you not think this was going to be like, you Probably can not. See it, you can hear it in the queue line, you know, like, did you not think?
Because if they've ridden, because they might ride like Gringotts, which is good, but you feel very secure in Gringotts.
Yeah, for
even
sure
though there are some intense moments, it's not
is
full
it?
On.
Where?
No, as in the feeling of it, like being on it, and
the built atmosphere.
Like for kids, like it's going to be intense, man. Yeah, like that, like when you're not expecting what's going to happen, the fact that there's like a lot of impending danger and stuff on it.
Yeah,
into the ride.
Yeah,
Forbidden Journey as well.
You'll do that. You'll do Forbidden Journey, and then maybe you'll go, okay, I can do it. And then it's a full-on roller coaster experience. It might be like very jarring for him because it is a big jump in it.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, when Disney first came up with the Tron Light Cycle idea on the Imagineering story, they put it best. It's like we're here. Like this culture's used to technology and used to like our Tomorrowland has to be so much different. And I feel like they've looked at Magic Kingdom in Orlando and they've gone like what everybody said, not just us, but everybody says it's like it is looking dated. We need to do stuff with it. It's the second biggest Disney park to open. Like, we need to do something in one of our home parks. So we need to boost it. And I don't think it'll do much for attendance because Magic Kingdom's always got attendance. Like it's
already the busiest park in the world.
I think it's literally just to not knock down Tomorrowland and just keep expanding on the idea of this is the future. Like, look forward to it. And and I'll be honest with you, when I first saw the turnaround for Tron, I was like, that's pretty high. Like from the ground up, it's pretty high. So it will take some people back. It will take some people back, but also the people who get on it will love it. You know, it'll be great for Florida because if people have only ridden Seven Dwarfs, for example, Big Thunder Mountain, and then they're going to come off that and go, there's a motorbike ride at Universal. Maybe I will give it a go. And it might be the stepping stones up next to the next coaster enthusiasts in Orlando. It might just do that. Also might do that across the world because there's not many people from Orlando who go to Magic Kingdom. It's everyone goes to Magic Kingdom. That's the whole fucking point of Disney. It's the world.
Yeah. Just gonna get one more Magic Kingdom visit out of me.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You've got him. Yeah, you've got him, man. It's a great place. It's a great park. And to add this to it, for me personally, as a coaster enthusiast, I'm all for it, man. Like even when they put
I'm all for it. The way I view Tron is I'm not like massive. It'd be nice to do. I'm not like massively excited for it. That some people have been going on about because I don't know if it's because I'm just so used to the idea because I've seen
anything new. Like they've not had anything on this scale, have they? At Magic Kingdom
it feels like a coaster that should have been built at the same time as Shanghai. Like it feels like it should. I've just been there already. It feels like they're adding a support in, even though it's a major ride format in the context of Magic Kingdom. I feel like it should just, you know what I mean? It should have been built at the same time.
I'm probably more excited to just take photos of it than ride it.
Which is one of my other points. How many people want to take photos of Space Mountain and the People Mover and how much publicity do they get and how much Instagram do they get? Imagine what this thing's gonna get. It's not just all about the ride; it's about the impact of it and what it.
Are you guys saying you like the look of how it looks with just with the covers over it and stuff?
I love it.
I think it's cool. Just with the light package. Like if you've seen photos of Light Cycle Power Run at Shanghai Disneyland at night when the light package is going, when the train's going at the same time, it's one of the most gorgeous visuals.
Because in the daytime, to me, it doesn't look anything special.
I will say this.
Oh no, I'm talking specifically at night. Yeah,
at night, definitely.
I will say this though. There's not much shade at Magic Kingdom, so this will be a nice place to stand.
especially in Tomorrowland, that is a sun trap, man.
It is.
That is horrible.
And they left like the people moving. There's a gap, and then there's like a beam that just comes through every like bit of support. And then you see the Space Mountain queue coming out the door. And it's just like a sun baked like concrete.
Definitely,
it's just not good.
But so that is Tron. Cool, good stuff. So
it doesn't look like Splash Land inside the book.
Yeah, it kind of does actually. It kind of has that I don't know, like Center Parcs feel to it, like a Center Parcs.
No, it doesn't look like that in person. It doesn't look like that in person. No,
it looks plastic.
Butlins
indoor
Butlins.
It
looks like
fuck off. That does not look like Butlins. No,
I think it looks like.
Have you seen some of the vlogs out of Butlins recently? People are like, what's happened to Butlins? Like these videos are getting so many views. It's like,
this is what it looks like to me.
Funny.
Really.
Don't you dare pull out a Center Parcs advert, some shit. Like fuck off. It looks nothing like that.
There you go.
That is stage 2 at Download Festival. Like
that's what happens. Like, Mom, can we go to Magic Kingdom to ride Tron? No, we have Tron at home, lad.
We have Tron at home. There's a Campari hidden in that.
It's like a cross. It's like a cross between that and Millennium Dome, really. You know when Millennium Dome got its roof ripped off. It looks a little bit like that.
Oh my god, yeah. That video was mad. Like there was just bits of the Millennium Dome flying around.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So
Mickey's outside in his raincoat. His red coat. Was it raincoat? Yeah, red coat. Do you remember that program, Red Coats, that was on TV?
Yes, I do.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that program. That was like, and I think it was like, I remember in that program, like Stephen Mulland that got that
the magician, right?
He used to be a red coat, or I think it was like a red coat, and he was on that program. He's like, and he still does shows there. We saw him there when we went to Butlins one year.
Yeah,
did you ride Tron?
I used to used to
Yeah.
work with a guy at Lightwater
I'll be
Valley
back.
who is now a red coat at Butlins.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
fun.
So quickly, theme park UK theme park awards have come out. This is obviously the yearly award that they do. We haven't got time to go through every single nominee, but yeah,
fuck
there's
that.
a lot of awards going on. It'd be interesting, man, because I want to know who's going to get best new attraction.
I'll be completely honest with you. I haven't even looked at this yet. But,
So for best new attraction, you've got Enzo, Evolution at Black Gang Chime, got Farmyard Flyer, Shipwreck Coast, Sick, Sootyland, The Guardian at Fantasy Island, The Magical Forest at Legoland Windsor, The Screecher at Adventure Island, and Vikings at Drayton Manor. So
some of these I haven't even heard of. But
yeah, I haven't heard of a lot of
Vote
them.
for your favorite. Sorry.
There's so what do we think? So I mean, realistically, best because this is like weird because it's best new attraction, but then you've got like Enzo, which I guess is classed as an attraction rather than like a coaster. But you've got like a whole area up against a whole area. You've got like Farmyard Flyer up against like the entirety.
The entire theme line.
I'm going to be very biased here and say
Coast.
Vikings at Drayton Manor is
Vikings is it's they've done wonders for Drayton Manor. I haven't done the Screecher. What even is that?
I still haven't seen Vikings since construction. Like I need,
that's sad. You need to go there like ASAP.
We're down. Yeah, we're down next month. I think we're all going down. So can't wait.
I think Sick will win this just because it's newer and everyone was like. This I don't know. I don't know
best
if
coaster in the UK.
The best coaster in the UK. No,
the best coaster station in the UK.
I hope. I hope it about that. I hope it doesn't though. I really think there's some really. I don't know. It's hard because Flamingoland do need the support, but also Vikings is amazing.
Then
Magical
they need to
Forest
do more.
Was a nice little
they want the
thing.
support. They need to do more.
Sootyland.
My vote's going to go to Farmyard Flyer.
Farmyard Flyer, from a theming perspective,
exactly
looks amazing.
Exactly,
like, it looks so good. So yeah, Enzo is. I still think people underrate that thing. It's very good.
I imagine it's brilliant, but it's fucking.
It's yeah. Anyway, best theme park for families, large. All your regulars there.
Your regulars,
really. Best theme park for families, small. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that sticks out as a strange one. Best seaside park.
Great Yarmouth.
Yeah, half of those I didn't even know were seaside parks.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right.
I mean, I'm gonna be say Pleasure Beach. I know people
the
hate
visual.
on it, but it's great.
The visual you get of Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach when you get down towards where the scenic railway is it's beautiful. It's amazing.
It's great, but is that because I grew up going on holidays to Great Yarmouth. I'm very familiar with that place. Do you think that view of scenic railway beats seeing Big One when you're coming down the promenade?
I'm sick of seeing the Big One. Be honest.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like you just do used to it.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. I'm sick of seeing it. It's been there for too long, man. It's like it never changes. Like other parks change the skyline. There's never.
What you want Big One to go?
Yeah, it's shit. Don't like it. Go. Get rid of it. Build something different.
Is this like new?
What are you on about?
Yeah, I don't like the Big One. I'm fed up of it. It's an eyesore now, to be honest with you. I'm fed up of it. Okay. I am genuinely fed up with the Big One. Don't like it.
We're not getting back into this topic on Pleasure Beach. You've already gone on that topic. But maybe
I'm fed up with the fucking park. So it doesn't matter what. Yeah, I'm just fed up with it.
All right.
Like I know a lot of people have got hate on Pleasure Beach, and you know some of it is granted, but it's
a park that I grew up going to, and the way they're fucking going with it, I don't want to go back to it.
That's management. That's management. That you shouldn't
fucking change management. It's shit. It's an excuse though. Like you're just letting it go. Like we said before.
What has that got to do with how iconic the skyline of the Big One is? though. There's nothing to do with it.
It's a good drop. That's it. There's many coasters in the world that are a good drop. After it is just, I don't know. It's great to walk up. The view.
We're not talking. No, we're not talking about the ride. We're not like the topic was literally just the visual of
like comparing scenic
of the skyline. Exactly.
I think it looks better. It's nice. It's vintage. Big one's not. It's rusty and horrible.
It's not rusty. Half of it's brand new.
Yeah.
Pretty much half of it is brand new. I don't know. Maybe that's something to come back to another day, I think. But from my perspective, I think
I forgot what I was going to say now.
That was good. That was my whole intention.
That was so fucking random.
Good. I'm glad.
That took me aback. That did.
All right. Let me know in the chat. Should we?
It was not too long ago that you fucking love Big One. I'm sure.
I like the drop. I love it. I love the drop, but the rest of it is just.
It's just as shocking as me. It's as shocking as you just coming out going, you know what? Fuck Nemesis. It's fucking eyesore. It's been there too long. It's old. It's rusty.
It's
just shocking. It's just shocking to hear.
Speaking of Nemesis, best steel coaster. Now, you know where my vote's going, but a few, bingo card. Shout out the drunk riders. Or more specifically buzzed bars. A few buzzed bars members, like we've been having, like a few of them have gone over to towers in recent months and ridden Nemesis, and not been too satisfied with it. Like I've heard a few overrated claims, and I'm like I can see where, because like a lot of non-Europeans who haven't ridden it herald it as this god tier invert.
But the problem is, I don't think
everything else was built.
Like
this is people like it's like anything, man. Like Nemesis has been around for so fucking 1994. Obviously, it is going to be just naturally overrated, but I don't think anyone is like, even the most biggest Nemesis fans are not saying it's the best coaster ever. No, people don't even say it's the best B&M in the world. Like there probably are some people who say that.
Well, here's
no one says it. No one says it's like just like the best thing ever. It's just for its time, the way it's built into the ground, it's just unique. And it's, it's no one's saying it's the best thing ever, that's what I was about to say. And like and like there are some people over in the UK who sort of feels a sort of bitterness towards all the coasters that the US has gotten over the decades, and wants to scream about like the coasters that we have in response, and then like rides like Nemesis and Oblivion and Smiler get bigged up to the point where they could seem overrated to people who come over to the UK and ride. We haven't got that much, so we talk about the same coaster.
Exactly.
We haven't got much, man.
But we have not got that much, so we do talk about the same stuff all the time. But and a lot of these coasters were some of our first big rides we did as well. So we're going to hold them in a bit more. I don't know, high regard than stuff.
Yeah,
but
I know, like I know plenty of Americans who big up like Phoenix at Knoebels, like as like one of the best, like if not the best wooden coaster, on this side of the world, and it's like it's good, like it's really good and it's really fun, but it's not like this elite wooden coaster. But it's like with coasters on like the opposite side of the world. I just see Marcus in the chat.
He's telling me to get out. That's why I've been quiet. Right? You joined at the wrong time, bro.
I think I feel like anyone who does it like sees a coaster on like the other side of the world or just like in another region of the world and doesn't get to ride it often and sees other people who have been on it, like whether or not they live there, whether or not they live close by, or they manage to make the trip over there and ride it, big it up, and they kind of just feed off that hype because it's this uncommon thing like that's not close to them. And
it almost seems like
it's almost natural.
It almost seems like when you've seen a coaster from afar for like years and you hear about it again and again and people go and do it, it almost doesn't seem like, it seems like a fictional thing in a way.
And
you're like, and then when you get there, you're like, I can't believe I'm flipping here.
Exactly.
You're like, you're seeing it and you have that feeling. And then if it does not live up to that expectation, you are going to come off and you are going to be like, well, what the hell was the hype all about? And it's like, in reality, a lot of people aren't saying, like, again, coming back to Nemesis or whatever, like, I don't think that many people are like, it's the best thing in the world. It's just of its time. It's of its time. At the time it come out, and I remember growing up, riding it all the time. There was not much anything else like that. This was before we had like all these crazy, like Klugheim and crazy themed stuff. Like we didn't have anything like that in the UK or even in the world. There's no other coaster built into literally a flipping hole in the ground.
They themed the whole of the park with the rocks from the construction of Nemesis.
It was just very ahead of its time in a way, and
it still holds up with the time as well. Like it still delivers great rides. It's still forceful. It still runs really well. It's obviously getting retracked soon, but like it still runs really well. It's not evident that it needs retracking, even though it, we all know it does.
It does.
And it still holds up with the better B&M inverts at the very least. Like I obviously, nothing's touching Montu and Alpengeist for me. Like those are the two. Like Montu being at the top, but like those.
Don't mention Busch Gardens rides.
Those are the two for me. Rule. That was your choice. You live and die by it. Those are the two at the top. Then it's like, Afterburn, Raptor, and like Nemesis is like in that mix for me. Like in some ways, like I personally rank Nemesis above like Afterburn and Raptor personally, but like it's in that mix just because, like you said, Sean, like of how unique it is, how creative the layout is, how well it paces. Like obviously like Black Mamba exists. I personally prefer Nemesis, but like at the time it was created, like you said, like. You couldn't find another coaster of that quality, of that level, just dug into the ground.
No.
Let me read some comments out because it's going off in the chat. So Out and Back said,
because my boy's here, fresh off of Gwazi, let's go.
So Out and Back will say, completely agree. Big One is trash. Management of the park is trash. Get in the bin. Don't agree with any of that.
Okay.
Well, I agree with half of it. Mark is saying, you'll know how I feel about Cedar Point. Yeah, he's very good about Cedar Point. Does not like it. But yeah, it's that. I guess it's that same sort of thing. No. Let me. Don't interrupt me. I was about to go on to it. He's very critical of the park, but obviously he grew up by it, didn't he?
Yeah,
so exactly. Like it's the same sort of thing where it's kind of like you have like a fondness of these parks, even if you think I won't go there ever in a while.
Exactly.
So Ads is saying it's not in my top 10. It's not even in my top invert. It's still a stunning world class machine though. There we go. It's not even in my top 10 of best rides. But I don't think you can deny like just how good that ride is still. Like it's amazing. Right. It's just different. There's nothing. There's not very many unique rides in the world.
You come off it and you're like, that was sick.
There's nothing else like there, like out there. Like I mean, Mambo, you could maybe kind of say it's very similar because it's very terrain.
Can't wait to ride that in December. I'm so hyped for Fantasyland.
Let me say, Jack saying Untamed springs to mind. Yeah, Jack thought Untamed was overhyped. The same with Marcus. I could see that because if you've done, I mean, especially with Marcus, he's experienced a lot of
course,
a lot of
the US
RMCs,
RMCs.
but with Untamed, it was a lot of people, especially in this country. It was a lot of their first RMCs because it's so close. It's so easy to get to. So if that's your first RMC, I know it was Jack's first RMC. But yeah, like Jack didn't like it, but Jack was on the same trip with some other people and they loved it. And it's very different. Like I've only done obviously Untamed and Zardra. Zardra in my mind was better. Way heads above better, but they're very different. They feel
It's
like
massive,
different.
though,
They
compared
feel
to
like
Untamed,
different
yeah.
models. Yeah, like they
I
focus on
know,
different
like
things.
I know a few of them who went on
They
that
preferred
trip
it.
with Marcus.
Yeah,
You know, over to a bunch of the European parks, preferred Untamed over Zadra.
yeah, I saw that as well, which is mad, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, that these
Which
people
blows
have
my
done a
mind,
lot.
but-
They've done a lot of RMCs as well, but maybe
Yeah.
they liked it for different reasons. The fact that
Yeah.
it's different, you know.
That's
it's a
what
little bit different.
that's what it was. Just
Yeah.
they prefer the, you know, quantity of airtime moments, you know,
Yeah.
rapid fire hitting you over and over again,
Yeah,
kind of
I can see
approach
that.
rather than the sense of speed approach.
Yeah.
Zadra, which is fair.
Claire's saying that's absolutely what I always feel. It's mad to me that legendary rides are just another ride that you can get in line and ride. That's basically mythical. They're basically mythical. The good word of saying it is they're mythical things. Like you see it for so long in photos, and I bet you're the same as me, Luke. I got that feeling when I was in Florida, in Orlando. You're seeing these
every ride,
yeah,
like everywhere I looked, I was like, "Am I here? Like,
yeah,
how am I here?" Like,
mate, I can't believe we're in Orlando in like 3 weeks, man. Like,
sick, dude,
mad. It's so mad. Like 3 weeks. Oh,
and storms are calming down as well now, so you might get some more evening rides. That's what I didn't get. I didn't get many evening rides because
you got thunderstorms every afternoon.
But even the Uber drivers in Florida were saying like these are proper prolonged storms. They don't usually get them lasting this long. They usually last like an hour and that's it. Like they've been lasting like 3 or 4 hours. It's crazy.
So Emma saying, I felt that was with Megaphobia. I wanted to ride it for so long, was so hyped, and it was shit. I nearly shed a tear.
That's a shame.
I really liked Megaphobia.
I had 3. My first 3 rides in Megaphobia were awful. Like I put it on the same. It was like Nash. It was running like Nash. Like when Nash at its worst. And it wasn't as bad as Nash. Well, I think Nash is running fine now, but Nash when it was just before it got redone, it was like that. But then we got our last ride we got was at the front. It'd been running all day, and honestly, I can see why people put that out there as their favorite Woody in the country. It is very good. Like it is very good. The layout is insane.
It just doesn't stop.
Yeah,
it keeps going.
Especially when it's warmed up. Oh my god! Yeah,
I mean, I rode it 18 times in one day, and it was raining all day, so it was quick.
It probably help it when it's raining.
Yeah,
it was a very dry day for us. It was like it was the hottest day of the year.
Quickly on that, then you went to Oakwood. What did you think of Speed?
Speed's brilliant, man. I think
it's underrated, that ride.
I think I said it. I'm just checking in my mind. Yeah, I think I'd say it's my favorite Eurofighter in the that I've done.
Not Gush. It's not Smiler.
Not Gush. In some ways, I prefer
Speed all.
In some ways, I prefer it to Smiler. Sometimes
that airtime. That second.
There's some great airtime on it.
Imagine that with lap
I loved it.
Imagine Speed with lap bars.
I know it'd be so good, man.
Oh my goodness,
it'd
be crazy.
Let me just keep looking. Jack saying, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Untamed, but it just wasn't as amazing as I imagined it was going to be. This is the problem. Like RMC in themselves,
I had a good few rides.
RMC in themselves is a bit of it's like, especially in this country, because we don't experience that much. When everyone bangs on about RMCs, you're like, my first one, that's something to live up to, isn't it? Really, because you're doing Untamed, and in your head you're thinking everyone hypes up RMC because they're talking about Steel Vengeance, they're talking about Zardra, talking about Iron Gwazi, all the amazing RMCs. So yeah, I can kind of get that maybe, but oh god, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
One of the things about living up to the hype, I think what I've learned to do, especially going to Disney and learning about like the emotions of rides and where the story takes you and stuff like that, is I've learned to respect each ride of its own merits, of its own individuality that it has with everything else. And I don't take that is this better than that approach anymore. I've given up. There's no point. Like, just enjoy the ride for what it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Big one. But yeah, I just honestly, I feel like I've given up with that. That's why I don't do top 10s, because if you said to me, you can go Oakwood tomorrow, great. You know, you can go to Universal tomorrow, brilliant. You know, I just like being at parks, man. That's what it is.
That's it. I had this conversation with I think it was.
And if you can do both at once, great.
What's that?
And if you can do both at once, great. Because I know I can. I know a lot of people can.
We was having this conversation with Sam Costello the other week
from YouTube.
And it was like he was saying like we was talking about how
it's rare, man.
About how you know, like first like opening day hype and stuff, and how you have this thing, and we just got in the conversation about like how you can be accused of just like maybe just being too positive all the time, but like for me, and Sam had the same feeling, it's like when I'm at a park, I'm just happy.
So
it's very hard it has to be a lot for me to be negative, because I'm just like I didn't have the privilege of being like attending parks as a guest like every day. So when I get to do it, like, which is a rare opportunity at the minute, like I'm just happy to be there. I'm happy just to chill out. I'm happy to be in a queue and watch rides going around and just geeking out and stuff. Like that's what I like to do. And anywhere I can do that, and even if it's like a little crappy little fun fair on this by the seaside or something, I'm happy about it. And
especially after the 2 years that we've just had, just
legit,
not been able to do it,
imprisoned in houses,
literally worrying that these parks would not exist when we got out of this thing. Do you remember that was a genuine concern of mine? Like how many parks going to be left? Like that was like. I know it's like a first world problem, but that was my main thing when I was in lockdown. After a while, anyway, after the first initial shock, it was like just worrying about just what we're going to have left when we go back, like of this hobby that makes me happy, So, Anyway, I saw an interesting comment from ads saying, I'm finding that with Zadra, people who haven't done a lot of the American RMCs are rating it way higher than those who have. I mean, I can't disagree with that because I haven't done any American RMCs. I can only comment on what I thought of Zadra, and it was one of the best coasters I've ever done.
It's my favorite RMC out of the 7 that I've done. if that counts for anything.
I think a lot of the problem with that is that there are so many different experiences other than coasters in America, and over here we the coasters we've got don't live up to that, and then you have to go like to ride Zadra to get that American feel of a ride, a big impactful ride that goes crazy, right? You could put Zadra in any American park and people would buzz off it. So it's like the experiences that we've got as UK enthusiasts, they don't go far enough. Like my advice would be, and I always said this, like once I've been to America and been to some proper parks, I'll know what it feels like to be a proper enthusiast, because it's so much different. It's so much different. And
what do you mean by proper enthusiast?
Well, to me personally, I'm not saying anybody else, but for my own personal opinion, I've always needed to ride the Hulk. I've always needed to go to Universal. I've always needed to see these rides that I've been watching, that have been impacting the rest of the industry for years and years and years. And then, like, to come back, and I was saying to you, Mikhail, I was like, UK doesn't have any theme parks anymore to me. Like,
you said that after day one.
I stepped into Ireland and that's what I said. You know what? I was just, I felt like I'm in this new world, this new planet. This is like, it's opened up the world, it's opened up my eyes to the whole world of different experiences in a theme park. Like the Amazing Spider-Man at Universal is one of my favorite rides ever. It's so good and so fun, but it's not intense. It's just a great ride. It's so well executed. And I think
which makes me more angry about Disney's pathetic attempt at trying at their Spider-Man ride. But that's another question.
Yeah, that's a different
web slingers.
Yeah, that's different type of ride. It's not.
It's Ninjago, mate. That's literally.
Yeah, it is.
It is
Ninjago.
It is.
But no, I know what you mean, because it's for like Universal and Disney and experiencing them parks when you've been kind of starved of that level of detail.
Yeah.
For you've seen it from afar for so long, and then you experience it. It's overwhelming. There's a lot of people who have grew up going to like Disney's and Universal.
Yeah, I've never been fortunate enough to do that. I mean, the only place that I'd been outside the UK really was Portaventura. That's Terra Mythica. That was my experience, and it's just different. And it's just,
I mean, I think I was a little bit more prepared for it because we had gone and done like Efteling and like Toverland, and like I remember Efteling just blowing me away. Like that was one of them moments. And then so you kind of, even though it was like I still had that same experience of being blown away by these rides in Orlando, like I'd been kind of primed for it, but like just going into that like must have just been crazy, really. Like I could understand your reaction to that being like, I'm not interested in any UK theme parks now. That's it. I'm done.
It's like it's like I just opened No Limits 5 and then gone back to NL2. Like it was like it was just another thing. It was just honestly it was mind blowing. Yeah. I had to do them rides. I had to do them, and now I feel like I've achieved that on some level. Gwazi, I'm still coming for you. Yeah. So yeah.
Who's knocking?
Who's knocking?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. You do you, man.
Amazon.
It was so because I still haven't listened back to the last week's podcast because I just haven't had time. It's on Spotify.
I nearly cried.
But what happened with Gwazi there? You couldn't get on it, or
no? What it was is that the day we'd put in for it in our schedule, we had a mad schedule, and the day we put in for it, it was getting close to it, and we was looking at the tickets, and we didn't have the SeaWorld parks tickets in our attraction tickets. We had Universal and Disney because it was just too expensive. Like it's ridiculous. And I was thinking about it, like getting there, it takes hours, a couple of hours, and then you only get to stay there till 5 because of you have to get the bus back. I don't drive. So I would have to quick queue at Busch to get on anything because Danielle wouldn't have gone on anything at Busch. And it worked out ridiculous. It worked out like 3 times more than going to SeaWorld. And I just couldn't justify it. I couldn't do it. So I got quick queue for SeaWorld instead, which was cheaper. But because I had quick queue and it was only 2 minutes away from our hotel, we got there, I rode all the rides, and then we went and did some other stuff as well. So, but yeah, that was the reason why, basically. We couldn't afford it.
It's just one of them. I remember that kind of same thing where we were a week into our
you just realize, don't you? You get like a shot of realization.
And
we too much now.
I was like, we could go do Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, and we were prepared to go and pay for them, but I was just like,
it's further than you think.
I was like, there's just so much I've still got to do at these parks that I've just visited, and I was like, I want to do like re-rides and I want to do that. This it's just so much. So once you're going to take off like 1 or 2 parks, you're like, well, we'll do that, and then like it gives us an excuse to come back, and it's like, it means like you got something to look forward to as well. So
did you guys talk about Ads's comment about Disney Sea while I was
gone? No, we were talking about why I didn't go to Busch.
Oh, okay. So he said try walking into Tokyo Disney Sea. That starts to make you question reality in places. That's probably the next one that's going to be like, all right, so I'm moving to Japan then. So that's happening.
I can't wait to see Disneyland Paris. I'm going in March next year. I can't wait to see that. It's supposed to be stunning. So
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So Joe said, "Not a proper enthusiast if you've not done
I know.
grass." I'm gonna flip
You
that
had the
and say
chance to.
I'm gonna
You were
flip
there.
that.
It was
I'm gonna
right there
flip-
waiting for you.
It wasn't right there. It was 3 hours away.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna say though, Joe
sure,
can't
right.
say that because Joe decided to have a lie-in rather than come and do Rise of Resistance. So she's still got to do Rise of Resistance.
Ooh.
So there you go. And she chose not to come.
Hey Joe,
with
I didn't
me
say
to do
anything.
it.
I didn't say anything.
And she really regretted not coming and doing ET the Ride because she was knackered. Which, to be fair, she was like it was a long day and
It's so long and it's
Yeah.
so painful. Like
it's
I
so
went-
hot.
Mate, I bought some insoles on the 7th day of our 14th day trip, and it was the best purchase I made the whole holiday. They were called Walking on Clouds. They were $17.99. They were from Walmart. They were perfect. After that, it was fine. But before that, mate, I had no feet left. It was insane.
Just as ads is in here, you
Little
know,
tip.
I'm gonna say fact that the itinerary for the Towers Time event has come through. It's looking tasty.
Oh, you seen the Wicker Man change?
Yeah, we're getting
45 minutes.
45 minutes exclusive ride time on Wicker Man.
I may finally get my back row ride on Wicker Man. Still not had it.
Are you still you got a ticket to go?
I'm going, yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought you weren't going.
No, we're all going. Me, Pete,
Yeah.
Dave, Blakey, Aaron, James. We've got a lodge.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Hang
it's
on.
gonna be. Yeah,
You've still never ridden Wicker Man in the back row?
second from back is the only one I've ever got.
You didn't ride back row with me?
Did we ride back, bro?
I swear we have. At some point.
Was it with
Maybe.
someone else? Maybe was it when you group trip?
Nah, either opening weekend
Did we ride
or
it back, bro? I can't remember now.
I could swear I've ridden back row with you before. I at some point I can't remember either opening weekend or like sometime last year perhaps. When we went and took photos one of those days maybe
agree with you there on that actually. I
maybe
think. Yeah, I think so. I think
swear
you might
we've
be
done back
right.
row together.
I've done so many rides on that thing, but I only remember like getting second from back. So maybe I have. Well, I need a front row. I've never had a front row, so that'd be nice.
Right.
Yeah, but even get on the back again would be nice because it's always middle. I always get middle or like second from front or second from back. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it's,
I hate
it'd be
asking.
good to get another one that you can actually remember.
If I get on that last train, like that would be like a fast ride. So I'll be hoping for that for sure.
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny?
Quick run to the hotel as well.
I looked at my how I rank GCI coasters recently, and I didn't actually realize how highly I rank Wicker Man.
Good ride.
It's up there. It's up there in terms of like in comparison with where I have some others ranked and stuff.
Yeah. It's
is
good
good, I
ride.
enjoy it.
It's again it's coming back to that whole convo we had about Nemesis. Like it's not revolution. It's not revolutionary, but it's like it's very just unique. Just the fact that you got this very like small GCI that has really good theming. And I don't know, man. There's just a feeling of Wicker Man I really like.
There's an enjoyment factor to it. That
it's like the scent of it and everything, and like the build up to it. I love the queue. Like just going through. There's not that many wooden coasters you get to go through like the actual like layout when you're queuing. Like I just love.
Yeah, I love that.
I just think that was a genius move.
It does pass the time. Oh,
yeah.
Have you seen the like extended idea they had going into the roller coaster restaurant?
Yeah,
oh, that
would have been cool, man.
Do you remember that, Mikhail? Seeing it on the model, like it had the extension in the front of before you went through the sign. Then you went in.
That attentively on the model.
It was so good.
Remember it.
It was so good.
I remember looking at the model and thinking it was really cool, but I didn't look that deep into it.
Yeah,
that's so funny that like Joe and Ads are having a conversation about the pre-show, and actually imagine if we had to stand through the pre. I love the pre-show, but imagine having to do that through ERT every time.
The smile is great in ERT though as well, which we're doing in the morning because you come off and then you go literally down the steps and then you turn and then you up the steps, and then you come off, you go down the steps, turn up the steps. It's great. I've ERT Smiler about 3 or 4 times.
I've not done any
now.
ERTs at towers before because I've never been on
Man.
So I'm really looking forward. This is so good.
Are you away? Are you coming?
What's that? No, we're there. Yeah.
Oh, you're there. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're there.
Sick. Are you there the night before?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I mean, no, we're not. We ended up like biting the bullet and spending a fortune on a hotel in Splash Mountains.
But we thought for the lodge, but
we thought it was worth it because it's like it's all going on like in the in the conference center and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's just we've never stayed in the hotel before ever because we live close to it, so we was like, what's the point? It's always been expensive. So, but we just thought it's good opportunity to do it for the first time. We're doing an event for the first time and also saying
we'll be hanging out way into the night in the bar anyway.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. And it's Digital Dan's 18th birthday, which is even funnier on that day. But yeah, it's gonna be there's so many people there.
I'm so glad I got to do like a few PBE I say a few like PBE events and then like meetups with like all you guys at these parks before moving out over here, because if I hadn't and like hearing you guys meet at the tower, like that's why like obviously I would love to get to like the Towers Times events and stuff, but I don't feel as bad about not being able to get to them as I would do had I not been able to like meet up with you guys at different events like throughout 2021 and bits of 2020 before coming out here. But because it sounds like an awesome time.
I mean, sure. I can't believe I just didn't think there'd be another Towers event with John Wardley speaking. I just thought them days had gone now. So the fact that he's doing it, it's just so good.
I can't wait.
So excited for it because it's just like something to look forward to at the end of the day as well. Like it's so good. And the Alton Towers quiz, ultimate Alton Towers quiz.
Team VTO, let's go. If we don't win,
I reckon you guys between you've got a good chance. I mean, you live in
if you don't destroy that quiz,
but Kyle don't.
There's a lot of pressure on you guys.
At the very least, you got to buy everyone else there a drink or something.
Tap water, it's free, right?
That forfeit has got to be hefty. You guys should
whoever if we lose, whoever wins, they'll get a free brick and a free rune on Wickerman in the game.
I think this Chris is going to get rowdy in it. Yeah. People have had a few beverages. No, it'll be a laugh, man. I can't wait.
It'll be good.
But yeah, that's that. That is that. So just to quickly end on, let's talk. Shall we do the Park Warner or Halloween Horror Nights? Which one shall we do?
Park Warner. Please, Batman, let's go.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about HHN next week then.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Aaron's on next week, so
yeah, perfect.
And he loves
we'll do that.
Horror Nights. So,
and everyone,
isn't he going? I swear he's going.
If he just turns up there, I don't know.
He probably will.
I swear I heard him. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, just to let everyone know, next week is officially our first birthday of the Chain Dogs, man.
Birthday bash.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's technically the Thursday, but obviously we'll do it Wednesday. So yeah, it is our first birthday. So it's close enough.
It is.
So yeah,
we'll stay on live until midnight. You guys couldn't even say that with a straight face. Fuck that shit.
For next week, fingers crossed. Can I announce the people coming on? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So James will obviously be back again, even though he's still technically on a break. He's going to be coming back for next week, and we've got Aaron back as well. So we've got the original Chain Dogs all on the podcast, which is going to be amazing. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good. So let's talk about Park Warner. I've been out the loop because I've just not been keeping up with it, but I know that Mikhail and mainly Mikhail has everything. Yeah, so
spamming our chat with pictures, bro.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Neither am I.
This is probably the one I've been. Do you know what? Right, because like no one knows the layout of this thing. It hasn't been
Yeah.
released anywhere or anything.
Yeah.
So like loads of people are just so invested in this entire project and just what's coming next, what's gonna appear next, just like what's it gonna be themed to, how many cars are gonna be on the trains. Like there's no information. It's all speculation.
Yeah.
Like nothing's been officially like leaked by any trusted source or anything.
Very Velocicoaster-esque, right? The way they're just throwing it up.
Oh, what you mean? Just in terms of the construction, or in terms of
in terms of the construction, the way they're just throwing it up, like
and
then people are starting to talk about it.
I was gonna say we knew the layout way before they started construction, but in terms of, I mean, like these Intamins, I can't remember where I've said it before, but like these Intamins, in terms of refining the track and support design to aid installation, like like people talk about like the RMC Raptors and how quickly they can be constructed. Like these new Intamins seem to be the same in that sense. Just the design of them and like how many footers each support needs, like, and the fact that the track design with the beefy spine doesn't need so many supports anymore. They could, like, construction companies could just throw these Intamins up in however long. Two ties track work went up in I don't know exactly how long. What felt like 2 months or something like that.
2 titties.
Yeah.
And now this is going at a good speed as well. But yeah, like the latest thing, it seems like the swing break into the spike is up. Like it's a beyond vertical spike.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it is.
It's quite fun.
Beyond vertical spike, and you can see brake fins on the spike as well. So like it is confirmed to be like a swing brake. It's going to swing through the turntable section where it'll park up eventually, hit the spike, and like decelerate quickly on the spike. The spike's not that big. And then come, I think, and a couple other people I've spoke to think it's gonna just come back down off the spike and then just park up on the turntable. And
so
then
just to take a bit of momentum off the ride, really.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Cool.
And then like that picture you just showed there, the support and like the bit of track going into the brake showed. There's been
the bridge.
Yeah, that one. Like it's been speculated that it's going to be a stall that just goes straight over that bridge, or some kind of elongated inversion.
Yes, please.
Going straight over that bridge, and you can see this. You can see the exit being installed like just before the break now, and
yeah.
I was of the impression, so I've been to Park 1 of Madrid, but years ago, and I remember nothing about this park. I don't even remember there being a Gotham section in the park. I was under the impression that bridge could be used by guests. Apparently, that's not the case. It's used in some kind of show there, I think. So I thought that there would be guests walking along that bridge while the stall was going. That's got to be the chaddest move you see on a coaster. But apparently that's not the case.
Yeah, I'd give it like 3 weeks until netting went up.
Yeah. Like especially just at any park that isn't Universal, like
that's the spike, by the way. There.
It is.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Them beyond vertical spikes are fun, man. Like the one on Icebreaker was really fun. You do feel it. You do feel it. It's weird.
For sure. But you'll be facing up when you hit it instead of downwards.
Yeah, that's gonna feel like you're going upside down and you're gonna stop.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, no, it's still the pathway that goes underneath that bridge is still going to provide like a super, super cool visual of being able to just see the train just flying over the bridge.
It's such a nice, it's such a nice open space as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be like a Escape from Arkham Asylum or something like that, you know, like some themes. That'd be cool.
There's so many cool storylines they could, they could
Dark Knight
they could put on it. There's been talk about like I hope the trains are themed to the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like if that could be a thing, I'd be so hyped. The fucking
or Batwing.
The the Dark Knight Batmobile specifically. If this thing gets themed to the Batmobile from the Dark Knight, I will shoot through this fucking roof.
With lights on the thrusters on the back.
I'll but don't like you guys are gonna make me act up. I will book flights to Madrid so fast.
Like, we would have to do a live show if you did.
I love the Dark Knight so much. It's my favorite Batman film. For a multitude of reasons.
I've not watched the new one. I was going to watch the new one on the plane, but I was out of it on the way back. But
it's good. It's good. It's extremely different to Dark Knight, though.
Very different. I imagine it will be
real different feel.
It needs to be, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Can't really top it.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
The thing is, like with Dark Knight, they're equally a Christopher Nolan film than they are Batman films. Like,
yeah.
So it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a Christopher Nolan, and you just can't copy it.
Christopher Nolan film.
It's just incredible. Like that whole series is just phenomenal. I think
everything about it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. This has got me really excited. I can't wait to keep seeing more. But like you say, it's just every week something is just going up, and we're seeing more of it. And
projects just flying up. And also, I don't know if we mentioned on the show last week or just in any other times we've talked about this, the first launch seems to be enclosed in the same sort of building that the station's in, which makes me think, are we gonna get a first launch out of a Batcave?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Was it this building here?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that seems like it's going to come out of a back. That would be incredible. Out of a Batcave is the
out
way
of the Batcave, mate. How sick would that be?
Get the Batmobile, Alfred. It's ready, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that would be insane.
Forget about the Batman. Batman being M's. This is where it's going to be at. It's cool. Lovely. All right. Cool. All right. I think that's it, man. We're done. We're done for the show.
Cheap plug.
We're going to go to the plug section.
We've got the 4th of July fireworks video coming out next week on my channel. So that's awesome. 4th of July at Magic Kingdom. It was so good. So hopefully you guys will watch that and enjoy it. Can't wait to show you guys that. I enjoyed editing it. Enjoyed filming it. So yeah, that's coming up on the channel next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't got anything to plug.
My plug is send me positive vibes. For
positive vibes sent, bro.
Finding friends out here.
100%.
Actually, I've got a plug. We're Parksville is nominated for in the UK Theme Park Awards for Best Channel. We won't win it because we're not that big. But if you want to vote for us, please vote for us.
I can vote for Parksville or
else. But there will be a Hyde Park vlog coming out very soon.
Nice.
I'm still yet to edit it. I'm just slowly editing it because I've not had time. But yeah, I can't wait to get that one out because it was a really good day. But yeah, that's it. That's it, really. So thanks everyone for watching. We will be back next week for our big birthday bash podcast with the original Chain Dogs crew. So yeah, come make sure you're there for that. It's going to be a good one. So yeah, hope everyone has a really good rest of the week, and we will see you next week. So thanks for everyone joining us to chat. See you next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.